Hag's perks explained. Now, Hag is an interesting case because this is the first time we're getting into a lot of Hex perks, so I'm going to go ahead and explain them here. Basically, a Hex perk is a perk that has a typically powerful effect that the survivors can cleanse and remove the effect. So first off, we have Hex Devour Hope. You gain 1 token every time a survivor is unhooked, as long as you are 24 meters away from the hook. When you have 2 tokens, you get 5% haste for 10 seconds after you leave a hooked survivor. At 3 tokens, all survivors suffer from the exposed status effect and can be down by a basic attack. And at 5 tokens, you can instantly Mori a survivor regardless of their hook state. Hex Devour Hope is a very good late game perk, a very healthy perk, and can be used to basically put the game into a complete stop once the survivors realize you have it. Next is Hex Ruin. Whenever a generator is not being repaired, it will immediately and automatically regress by 100% of normal regression speed. Basically, this means 1/4 of a second for every second that is... The math on it's complicated. Basically, as long as Ruin is up, if a survivor isn't doing a gen, it is regressing. This means you can't kick it, and you can't affect it with any other perks. Again, once the Hex is removed, this effect goes away. Hex Ruin is a very okay slowdown perk. I do not recommend it for new players or in general, unless you're playing a very specific killer. Ones that can affect the map from across the way, or ones who can get pressure by slugging or getting the survivors to get off gens constantly. Is the only time I would definitely recommend Ruin. However, not a bad perk by any means. Last, we have Hex Third Seal. Every time you hit a survivor with a basic or special attack, they suffer from the blindness status effect until the Hex is cleansed. In an average match, the blindness status effect can be very, very useful. This affects auras and makes it so survivors don't see people on hook, don't see any totems with any of their perks, and don't see the killer with any of their perks. Things this doesn't affect would be killer items. However, in general, the blindness status effect can be very, very disorienting against a solo queue team or other new players who don't know what's going on, and can lead to second stage hook states and anything like that, and can counter a decent amount of perks that are in the meta.